नमस्कार. आज आपण सगळे इथे राष्ट्रीय क्रीडा दिवस साजरा करण्यासाठी एकत्र आलेलो आहोत. ऑफ कोर्स ऑनलाईन पद्धतीने. आज मेजर ध्यानचंद यांचा वाढदिवस म्हणून पूर्ण भारतामध्ये राष्ट्रीय क्रीडा दिवस साजरा केला जातो. मी पॉवर पब्लिक स्कूलच्या वतीने तुम्हा सगळ्यांचे या कार्यक्रमामध्ये स्वागत करते. आज मी तुम्हाला मेजर ध्यानचंद यांच्याविषयी काही गोष्टी सांगणार आहे. माहितीच म्हणा. मेजर ध्यानचंद यांचा वाढदिवस 29 ऑगस्ट रोजी असतो. त्यांचा जन्म 1905 साली इलाहाबाद या शहरामध्ये झाला. वयाच्या 16व्या वर्षी त्यांनी ब्रिटिश इंडियन आर्मी जॉईन केली. भारताला तेव्हा स्वातंत्र्य मिळाले नसल्या कारणाने भारत देश ब्रिटिशांच्या आधिपत्याखाली राज्य करत होता. 16व्या वर्षी ब्रिटिश आर्मी जॉईन केल्यानंतर त्यांना हॉकी या खेळाची माहिती झाली. त्यानंतर त्यांनी हॉकी खेळाचा सराव केला आणि हळूहळू त्या खेळामध्ये त्यांनी कौशल्य प्राप्त केले. त्यांच्या याच कौशल्यामुळे आपल्याला सलग 3दा ऑलिम्पिकमध्ये गोल्ड मेडल मिळवण्याचा बहुमान मिळाला आणि ती सुवर्ण वर्ष होती 1928, 1932 आणि 1936. या तिन्ही वर्षी भारताला सुवर्ण पदक मिळवण्यामध्ये मेजर ध्यानचंद यांचा मोलाचा वाटा होता. मी तुम्हाला त्यांच्याविषयी आज एक माहिती देणार आहे. ती आहे 1936 सालच्या ऑलिम्पिक स्पर्धेची. ही स्पर्धा जर्मनीमध्ये झाली होती आणि जर्मनी बरोबरच खेळली जाणार होती. या स्पर्धेला 40,000हून अधिक प्रेक्षक उपस्थित होते आणि त्या प्रेक्षकांमध्ये जर्मनीचे हुकुमशाह हिटलर देखील उपस्थित होते. सामना सुरू झाला. पहिला हाफ संपला तेव्हा स्कोर होता 1-0. अर्थातच भारत आघाडीवर होता. आता जर्मनीच्या टीमला प्रश्न पडला, भारत एवढे चांगले कौशल्य दाखवतोय तर आपण त्यांच्या कौशल्यावर परिणाम करण्यासाठी काहीतरी तर केलं पाहिजे. पूर्ण मॅचचा हाफ संपेपर्यंत जर्मनीच्या टीमने भारतीय टीमचा गेम स्टडी केला होता आणि त्यांच्या हे लक्षात आलं की त्या भारतीय टीमकडे चांगले शूज नाहीत. म्हणून त्यांनी ग्राउंडवरती प्रमाणापेक्षा जास्त पाणी मारण्याचा निर्णय घेतला आणि त्यांनी तसं केलं देखील. दुसरा हाफ सुरू झाला. मेजर ध्यानचंद यांच्या लगेच लक्षात आलं की ग्राउंडवरती प्रमाणापेक्षा जास्त पाणी आहे. हे लक्षात येताच मेजर ध्यानचंद यांनी स्वतःचे शूज काढून मैदानाबाहेर फेकले. त्यांच्याकडे पाहताच त्यांच्या खेळाडूंनी देखील तसेच केले आणि काय चमत्कार, भारताने सलग लागोपाठ 6 गोल मारले. आता भारताचा स्कोर दुसऱ्या हाफचा 6-0 असा होता. हुकुमशहाच्या जेव्हा हे लक्षात आलं की आपण जर्मनी देश आता हरणार आहे तेव्हा त्यांनी मैदान सोडून जाण्याचा निर्णय घेतला आणि ते घरी निघून गेले. इकडे त्या दिवशी ती मॅच भारताने जिंकली होती आणि स्कोर होता 7-0. घरी गेल्यानंतर हिटलर यांनी विचार केला आणि दुसऱ्या दिवशी त्यांनी मेजर ध्यानचंद यांना भेटण्यास बोलवले. मेजर ध्यानचंद यांनी अगदी नम्रपणे त्यांच्या आमंत्रणाचा स्वीकार केला आणि ते त्यांना भेटायला गेले. भेटीमध्ये हिटलर यांनी मेजर ध्यानचंद यांना खूप चांगल्या जॉबची ऑफर दिली आणि ते आता ज्या पदावर कार्यरत आहेत त्यापेक्षा वरचं पद त्यांना देऊ केलं. मात्र ध्यानचंद यांनी अगदी नम्रपणे त्यांच्या विनंतीस नकार देत आपल्या घरी जाण्याचे निर्णय घेतला आणि ते पुन्हा परतले. यावरून आपल्या असं लक्षात येतं की मेजर ध्यानचंद हे खूप चांगले देशभक्त होते. खेळ आपल्याला या सगळ्या गोष्टी शिकवतो. खेळ आपल्याला एकमेकांना मदत करायला शिकवतो. खेळ केअरिंग शिकवतो. खेळ शेअरिंग शिकवतो. स्पोर्ट्समन स्पिरिट देतो. या अशा सगळ्या शाखांचा अभ्यास करणारे शास्त्र असं म्हटलं तरी हरकत नाही. क्रीडा हा खूप सखोल विषय सत्र आयोजले आहे. त्या सत्रामध्ये आपल्याकडे आज एक मान्यवर उपस्थित आहेत. त्यांचं नाव आहे श्री प्रसन्न चौधरी. प्रसन्न चौधरी हे पेशाने इंजिनियर आहेत. मात्र त्यांना आहारशास्त्रामध्ये तब्बल 10 वर्षांचा एक्सपिरियन्स आहे. त्याचबरोबर ते व्हीलचेअर बास्केटबॉल असोसिएशनचे फाउंडर प्रेसिडेंट आहेत. म्हणजे त्यांनीच हा गेम इंडियामध्ये सुरू केलेला आहे. शिवाय ते न्यूट्रा सप्लिमेंट्स मध्ये जॉईंट मॅनेजिंग डायरेक्टर म्हणून काम पाहत आहेत. तर मी सरांचे स्वागत करते. आणि चेतन सरांना विनंती करते की चर्चासत्रास सुरुवात करावी.
Good morning, sir, and welcome on behalf of our public school.
Thank you so much. It has been a great honor and pleasure to be here. And it's more honor because it's a National Sports Day and interacting with you. I think I am very proud to mention all the kids, parents of PPS family that Chetan sir has been, instrumental in bringing, or is a founder of Rollball, not only in India but globally. And it's honor and pleasure, sir, to have interaction with you on this special day. Thank you so much.
Sir, to begin with, I have read you, gone through with your biodata, and I have seen that you are engineer by profession. And then how the idea came to you that you have came into this profession as a nutritionist, or you have started the company NutraSupplement?
To be honest, nutrition it was never on my mind. But everything it started because of my son, who was born premature by a month. And my wife, she's a nutritionist. And we used to have a lot of issues during his, when he was young. Everything literally changed when he started into sports. So sports has been a major reason for us to be in this profession. But moreover, because he was 8 year old and he started into actively into sports. But that was the time when my wife thought that whatever he's eating is not enough. The amount of energy he was spending, and the amount of training he was going through, and the amount of food that he was having was not enough to cater his need. That was the time she started, finding something in the market. It's only Boost, Bormita, or bodybuilding supplements were there. So for that tender rate of 8 years, she thought that nothing will work. So she started formulating on her own. And to our surprise, we got great results. And today, he is a national gold medalist in skating and representing Maharashtra. And so the sports has given us an opportunity to work more on the sports nutrition part of it.
Okay,
and that's the reason we started this.
Okay. Sir, just tell in a brief about your military nutrition, and I think you are working with Paralympic, means those are disabled person. So just in a brief, you tell us about that.
Sure. So when we started into sports, we initially started, uh, at very early stage, we got associated with AFSMC, Armed Force Sports Medicine Center, which is fortunate to have in Pune. What they do is they work very closely with Army Sports Institute, and majorly more specific with Boy Sports Company. The Boy Sports Company is, is an association under Sports Authority of India and Indian Army, which they induct sports kids at very young age, as young as 8 years. So once they start working, so the importance of nutrition has to be given at that tender age, because you try to train hard, and then if the nutrition is missing, then you will not be able to achieve the required results. So we are starting from that. We were, started working with Army Sports Institute, and we are proud to mention that since 2012, we have been working with Army Sports Institute. If you remember last Olympic Games, the total contingents were 114. Out of the 20% were from Army. Okay. So we have been associated with Army Sports Institute and entire Army through providing them optimal nutrition and the supplements part of it.
Okay, that's great, sir. Sir, we have some questions from parents as well.
Yeah.
So the parents of 6C, Gargi Uplekar, they have a question that the lockdown ill effects on growing kids and physics in order to make the kids wise to eat mindfully and motivate the motivation to make a personal physical activities?
Uh, that's very good question as far as current pandemic is concerned. Uh, yes, basically everything starts at home. Now, fortunately, the entire family is at home, so I think everything starts at home itself. If father and mother are a bit active, the kids will definitely will follow their footstep. So I think it's a opportunity for a group workout, I would say. So if father, mother, kids are working together at least for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, it will help them to maintain their health. Coming to the healthy eating, yes, even to be very honest with you, during this pandemic, whatever the food that I have eaten, I've never eaten in my entire life. Maybe it's pizza, burger, for whatever it is. But at the same time, if you're not burning that out, then you are just building up the calories and increasing the fat mass. So we need to be very. It's not that we cannot have all these fancy foods. We can, but in a smaller quantity. And the moment you have, you need to burn it in a effective manner.
Okay. So what should be the nutrition for the growing kids, like school going kids?
Yeah, again, basically, this was a challenge that we really faced, and that was the reason why we started this company or organization. Younger age group, specifically between 8 years to 15 years, these are the kids where you start, playing into active sport. You are into specific sports. You have to study also. You have to, attend some classes. Some goes for music. Some goes for, so other extracurricular activities are also focused, and the energy that is required for all this activity, if it is not maintained properly, then growth is hampered. You see so many advertisements that you take this and this supplement, or Horlicks or Bormita, and it will help you to increase the height. Let me tell you on this platform that there is no supplement which can increase your height or otherwise. It's only the proper diet and nutrition which will help. So to explain it in more detail, I would just like to throw a light on one specific aspect, that if a person like you and me needs protein about 0.8 grams per kg body weight because it's a fully grown, but for kids or for the adolescents from 8 years to 15 years, their protein requirement is somewhere around 1.5 to 1.7. So the needs are more, and it is not possible to get everything from the normal food. It has to come from a basic food as well, but then it has to be properly planned, and the nutrition planning has to be in line with the activity or the expenditure of your energy.
Okay. Sir, so what kind of diet should they have? Like, if they are not taking extra supplements from regular food, what kind of diet should they have then?
Yes, I didn't want to mention supplements here. Supplements are supplementary, and it should complement the work. Uh, I always tell one example. Now, this is a best place to give that. In an exam, what is given to you along with your question paper is answer sheet. Nobody gives you, no teacher gives you supplement along with your question paper. If the paper is lengthy, and if you're smart enough to finish up that, the basic question, the answer sheet, then only you demand for supplement. Similarly, the supplements are also needs to be used if at all you're exerting more than what is required. And if you're basically, and 95% should be coming from the basic diet. So you should not, while coming to school, I know the problem starts at my home itself. Harshita, who is a student of 6th standard at PPS, you know, she has been facing a lot of eating issues, and I'm thankful to PPS and teachers who has been, putting extra efforts to make her eat. But her thought process is that she don't want to waste any time during short break and long break. But then we as a parent are still concerned about her eating habits. But one good thing is that once she is back home at 3:30, from 3:30 to 12 o'clock midnight, keeps on eating healthy food, and that keeps us energy level to an optimal kind of thing. And that's why she's able to perform in a sports as well as in school to a bit.
Okay. Sir, basically in India, we have seen there is a lot of iron deficiency in females. So what can we do to resolve this problem from the school level or from the age of 6 years?
Basically iron deficiency, and this is most common not only in school kids but also at the elite level. Just to give the brief about the severity of this problem, even at the elderly group, no kids or players, 400 kids were tested, or the female athletes were tested at Inspire Institute of Sports, Bangalore. Out of 400, they found that about 397 female athletes were anemic or were, iron deficient, and it was affecting in a big way. The performance was getting hampered, the health was getting hampered, the immunity system was getting hampered. They were not able to perform to the maximum level. Their monthly cycles were getting affected, and so entire life cycle or the entire their physics cycle has been altered because of this iron deficiency. To take care of iron deficiency, we should have a lot of greens in our day-to-day diet. But beetroot, I would say, is the or the beetroot juice. We need to consume, at least half a liter in a week. That kind of, if we are able to provide, beetroot juice and otherwise also, so it will take care of its iron deficiency.
Okay. Sir, according to you, what should a child should carry in his tiffin? Like in schools, we have two breaks, short break and long break, and we see that mostly children bring only biscuits or breads. So what do you suggest they should have in a short break and long break so that they could keep their energy till the ninth period?
Yeah, I think this is the same problem that we are also facing. So what needs to be given? But if you look at scientifically, see, kids doesn't want to spend more time eating food. So it has to be handy. Even some kind of role can be given so that they can eat while playing or while discussing or while chatting with their friends. And a portion of fruit can be given for a short break. I would also request one thing is, every kid should carry, a few dates in his bag all the time, whether he is into sports or non-sports or otherwise. What happens basically, this is particularly bit for the last two periods, they feel dozy about it. It's most of the time it is because of last two lectures, they want to go home and, enjoy playing. But if you look at the science part of it, the energy what is required to keep them alert get reduced drastically. So if a teacher sees that the kids are dozing and in last two periods, she can request or he can request kids to have 1 or 2 dates and a sip of water. It will give him the quick energy because our brain works only on carbohydrates. It doesn't work on protein or fats either.
Okay.
So you need to, so date and banana, these are the golden fruits as far as kids are concerned. And dates you can carry anywhere. You can get anywhere in India if you're going for some training activities or otherwise also. But I think dates should be made compulsory as a part of a tiffin or the regular food.
Okay, means basically dry fruits is also good.
I would not say total dry fruits. Yes, you can have few amount of, but if you are looking for the energy point of view, then dates is the one which we can, or the fig is also good. But yes, dates, almonds, and other things also they can bring in short break or otherwise also if they feel hungry. But kids would love to have dates because of its sweetness.
Okay. So there is one more question from Parth Kadam, 8D. His question is, what are the some simple things that we can do in our day-to-day routine besides working out to see a quicker and better results in our health?
Again, a good question, but there is no shortcut for getting good health. It's and it's not one-time efforts as well. You need to be consistent. Whatever a small activity, you may be doing some activity, maybe for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, but you need to be consistent. If I'm just doing some workout once in a week, it will not help. But if I'm doing this, different activities, at least for 35, 20, 30 to 40 minutes daily, maybe it's walking, maybe it's cycling, maybe it's running. You don't have to go to club or otherwise. Even small, even having working out on steps is also good exercise to keep yourself fit. But consistency is the key to success. There is no shortcuts for that.
Yes, it's true. Sir, from one more from the student, Sarthak Divedi. He's asking how many servings of fruits and vegetables do you have per day?
Uh, Again, it's a good and relevant question. But I would say that if you're having fruits, the timings are again very, very important. If you are having apple, it is preferred to eat at a short break, maybe around 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock or so. And for other fruits, you can have during the day, but one portion is enough. And specifically for kids who are into sports, now coaches and teachers do, or the parents also force them to eat banana. There is no need to have full banana if it is making him uncomfortable. Even few bites of banana, we will give him the required energy. So it all depends upon how much you are exerting and for what reason you are eating that fruit or otherwise, because fruits are also good in potassium, in sodium, and in other micronutrients as well. But energy is what something we are aiming to get, and so the timings and the quantity needs to be adequate accordingly.
Okay. Some same question. Sorry, same Sarthak Divedi. He asks, do I really need to have a recovery nutrition?
Uh, I would say yes, because what happens, a little bit scientific, reason to this is that, when you start doing any activity, any physical exertion amounts to be, a depletion of energy. Now, what happens, you have very less blood glucose and muscle glycogen in your body. So your body starts eating up the muscles to get the additional energy. So the protein breakdown do happens during your activity. So when your entire glucose, muscle glycogen gets depleted, you need to replenish it so that the further activities can be maintained. That is the effect of recovery. If you are able to refuel the glycogen and glucose in your body, along with the if you are able to repair the muscles which are damaged due to the training or some activity, you need to have the recovery part of it. But again, recovery depends upon so many factors, so many things. If you are doing exorbitantly high intensity workout, then you need to have a liquid protein. But if not, then simple fruit juice and other things would serve the purpose. So it only depends upon how much you are having.
Okay. Sir, other than nutrition, is there any kind of fruits or vegetables that they should consume for recovery?
I would say, uh, the best part is again banana and dates. I would prefer banana immediately after your workout. Half a banana or a full banana, because it will help you to recover the salts which has been depleted. It will help you to recover muscle glycogen and blood glucose faster. Uh, Along with that, yes, you can, if you're not doing that intense activity, then some even so few dry fruits can be used, eggs can be given. But if you're doing intense workout, this is specifically about 8 years to 15 years. If you're aiming at some specific sports, then you have to go for liquid protein, which is suitable to your age. That is very, very important.
Okay. Sir, what is the importance of keeping our body hydrated? Because in the schools we see they don't drink lot of water, and then after that they feel lazy, daisy. So, what is the importance of the keeping our body hydrated?
Uh, yes, it's very, very important. I think apart from protein, fat, carbohydrates, micronutrient, water is the most important nutrition, I would say. And when I entered PPS office, I saw, learning from tree. So the last line says you should drink lot of water. So definitely hydration and keeping water level are very, very important. There are kids tend to use less amount of water because otherwise they will have to require to go to loo every now and then, which teacher might or might not allow. And then they don't understand whether they're hydrated or not. One very novel thing has been happening in Kerala. I think we can also replicate in PPS. They have a water bell after every two periods, two lectures, they have a water bell which allows kids to drink a sip of water. It's not that you need not have to force kids to have entire bottle of water, but a part of one or two sips or few sips of waters will definitely play a very vital role, specifically when the weather is hot and humid. Uh, Also, if you look at the performance of sports, 2% of hydration will reduce your performance by 28%. So much is the importance of hydration. And hydration is not only overlooked in schools. I would just elaborate. Today's a sports day. I just want to elaborate a small event. Uh, Everybody know that Sindhu won silver medal during last Olympic. I think day before yesterday, she completed 4 years of it.
Yes.
If you recall that game, it was a final between Marine and Sindhu. Now we have been working with Gopichan Academy for long, and we know that Sindhu sweats a lot, and she is very aggressive during her first two games. Something happens, then she drains out at during the last. We have been telling Gopi Chand sir for quite some time, but they were not, agreeable to this. What happened in that specific final? Everybody are happy that we won silver medal in Olympic, but from a nutrition science, I would say that we lost an opportunity to win gold. Sindhu won the first game very comfortably. She was sweating, and in between the breaks, even I have the video which shows that Sindhu was sipping just plain water while Marine was having sports drink. So that 0.001% of your hydration and recovery during that specific time matters a lot. After that event, we shown all these slides to Gopi sir, and if you look at current few matches of Sindhu, she is now on energy bars or gels or having something in between. So hydration is very, very important aspect. Uh, I would also request to have urine color charts in the loose or laboratories, so that whenever the kid go for urinal, he or she can understand the color of it. And if it is too yellow, they can come out, and then the water has to be arranged outside so that they can have a sip of water. So this will reduce lot of getting dehydrated part of it, and keeping the performance or even the alertness in school to at optimum level.
Yes, sir, surely we will have that chat in the washrooms. Sir, currently the main thing is immunity system. So, what kind of food should kids have to boost their immunity system?
Yeah, during this pandemic effect, immunity word, I think it has been spread to everyone. Every kid knows about the immunity, and even in school, we need to keep ourselves. Immunity boosting has to be there. So, but the normal food, basically, immunity is what is immunity? Basically, it is nothing but your resistance power, or the number of blood cells, white blood cells, the fighting cells that are present in your body, the ability of our body to fight against this. And vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, these are all elements which are good in boosting your immunity. Even glutamine. The glutamine is the amino acid which is in your body, which is 70% of our body is made from glutamine. So during this pandemic effect, we need to boost it also through proper use of glutamine. Now, from where we get this vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc? So we get it from lemon, from all the citrus foods that we eat, oranges, lemon. So even greens, spinach has a good amount of vitamin C. So we need to have a multicolor dish, I would say. Maybe all kind of vegetables to a small quantity. But vitamin C and vitamin D needs to be, taken due care to have a proper immunity.
Okay, one more question from one of the student. He's asking how much do I need to eat? Means he's asking that does it depends on the weight, height, or the workout he does?
Yeah, absolutely. Because if you understand, everything works needs energy. And in a school, we have been taught that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but it can transfer from one form to another. So whatever food that we eat is basically a chemical energy. So it gets stored in our body as a chemical energy. So that chemical energy has to be converted into mechanical energy, and this happens during all your activities that you do. So definitely the amount of food that you are having, and not only the amount of food, the type of food that you are having also depends a lot, because normally I was just going through few lessons of Harshita, which is 6th standard. Now they teach us a lot about protein, fat, carbohydrates, and she was also mentioning that extra carb gets converted into fat. So the kids are fortunate that they get this knowledge at very young age in school specifically, and PPS is taking extra efforts to that. So we need to understand how much carb we are burning, how much energy that we need, and if we are just doing some endurance activity, just running and otherwise, then fat and carbohydrates plays a very vital role. If we are doing some strenuous exercises, then protein plays again a vital role. So it's not only about the quantity, it's also about the quality and the type of food that we need to consume. Just to quickly to make kids understand how our body stores energy, fat, protein, and carbohydrates. Now, as a kids, I think everybody knows this Cornetto ice cream. Now, what does that cone consist of? It consists of a cone. It has ice cream in it, and it has a chocolate at the end of it. This exactly is our body, which stores about protein, fat, and carbohydrates. So the cone resembles to the protein functioning of the protein. So now the more number of cones that you have, the more number of muscle mass you have. If you have more muscle mass, then you can store more carbohydrates. That if your number of cones are more in your body, then the amount of ice cream that gets stored in your body is also enough. Just imagine I just have one cone and 5 scoops of ice cream. What will happen? It will spill it off. Similarly, if your muscle mass is not enough, and if you try to load carbohydrates, then it gets converted into fat. Unfortunately, a grown-up body can store only 450 grams of carbohydrates, fully grown body. For kids, it is much more lesser. So, and when you start doing any activity, so again similar to Cornetto ice cream, when you start eating, what you eat first? You eat ice cream. When it comes to the level of cone, then what happens? You try to eat the cone, the part of the cone, so that you can get or eat more ice cream out of it. Similarly, the ice cream which resembles to carbohydrates, when it starts burning, when the level it comes to the muscles, so the energy that is required for our body, we get it from breaking down the muscles. So the cones gets used, and the body starts eating the cone in your body. When you're not able to recover that, after the training part of it, that's again the answer to that question, the earlier question. If you're not able to, do the proper recovery, the cone, body will keep on, eating the cone, and the amount of storage or the carbohydrate storage will go on depleting, and that is not advisable. So the recovery is equally important. So at the end, when you start eating that cone, what is left at the bottom is fat. It resembles to fat. So you need fat, but in a small quantity. You need protein for building up those cones, and you need the ice cream, which is the most important and first form of energy that gets utilized during the start of any activity.
Sir, what is cosmetic nutrition?
This is basically, I think, boys and girls. I think between 8th, 9th, 10th will be more, more interested to know about this. cosmetic nutrition is now there are so many things which are applied externally. The same thing, these are all external beauty or external factors that are available in the market or otherwise also. We tend to, everybody wants to look beautiful. But if you are not healthy within, then the whatever is being seen or the the glow that is there on your face will not last longer. So cosmetic nutrition basically focused upon the nutrition that you eat within, so as to get a proper skin, so as to proper glow, proper eyesights, and other cosmetic looks that are required. So it is important to have a healthy food. If you want to, acne is the very common uh, issue, particularly for the growing boys and girls. So this can be reduced not only by applying external creams, but by having a proper nutritional food as well. So this is the cosmetic nutrition part.
Okay. So now we will come to the last question. Sir, what is not for a sports person who is continuously in the sports, but a normal child, how much time he should spend on the ground to live a healthy life?
I think 45 minutes to 1 hour on an average per day, he should be out specifically for the, because this is not only for his fitness, but to focus more on study. It also helps a lot in study. Again, to coming back to my own example, everybody stops, or most of the kids stop playing outside once they're into 9th or 10th standard. But let me tell you that if you are playing, you will get more energy, more oxygen, and you will be able to concentrate more in your study and able to do effective work rather than just having, doing the study for hours together. So I think it has to be mix and match of both exercises and your curriculum and activity. It goes hand in hand. But if you're only playing, not studying, that is also not good. If you're only studying, not playing, that is also not good for health. You might be getting 100 out of 100, but if you're not able to enjoy that marks, or that, if you're not healthy enough to enjoy that moment, then it's of no use. So it's a combination, I would say. And again, I should congratulate PPS and your entire team for giving importance to sports and organizing such events specifically on this National Sports Day.
Sir, means basically a child should spend at least 40 to 45 minutes active participation on the ground. Means he should work out, exercise.
Absolutely, because it's exercises and fun. Both. It's not only that everybody has to play a competitive sports. If you look at the Olympism, it's not, Olympic is not only about medal. It's about more about the Olympism. Means if you should play, you should. There is a saying, if you eat, you will be able to play, and if you are able to play, you will flourish. That is, खाओगे तो खेलोगे, और खेलोगे तो खिलोगे. So so eating, playing, and flourishing goes hand in hand. It has to be work it out in a very systematic manner, and then you will see the beauty of each one.
Okay, so thank you very much, sir. It was wonderful having you over here, and we will surely have one more lecture when the lockdown is over and when the school starts with our other children also. So on behalf of Power Holy School, I thank you for coming over here and sharing your experiences.
Thank you so much. It has been a great honor and pleasure once again. And thank you so much, PPS and PPS family, for giving us this opportunity to share our experience. And I think if we are able to eat in a right manner, we'll be able to perform in a right way. And thank you so much for this opportunity once again.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.